we all have a saying what goes in it, but sometimes just for the sake of the episode going out, you just hold your tongue. But you listen to that shit, you're like, no, but Gio, why the fuck did you say that shit?
Say that, do you know what I mean?
Did I need to say it then?
Need to say that
you know the thing with me, I just do that normally anyway.
Oh, swear.
So with the drink, it just makes it 10 times worse.
Say what needs to be said.
I say more than I have to, but normally sober, but with yacked up, it's just like,
that's like authentic shit.
You know what I'm saying?
We love to see it.
The next thing about that though is that like that's. At the end of that's podcasting. That's probably what we like. What we like listening to the most is the stuff that we really.
I was just about to say that. That's probably
shit.
the thing about podcasting because it's meant to be a comfortable thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So gauging how comfortable you should be on a podcast is even goes against the idea of
like
it.
what actually goes, what can like fly under the radar.
But let's be real though, man. Like people that are watching it, they love that shit. The only person who doesn't is you.
That's exactly what we're saying.
I'm about to say the shit has consequences for you. That's saying about
It's just you though,
And that's why you're worried.
internet football's a thing.
That's exactly.
It's a crazy game.
That's exactly what we're saying. Like, it's that everybody else enjoys it, but you. Do you remember
through my head? It was like, even though man's getting cooked right now, by next week everyone's just gonna forget about it.
Which happened?
They've already forgotten.
Yeah, because like social media and the world just moves so quick. Like the next day there's something else to moan.
He was at the mobiles.
He was that. So,
I think some people that have wanted him cancelled for ages were like, yes, finally this is it. It's been cancelled. Nope.
For what reason?
But I think in general, people just always want to see people that win have a downfall. Like, and HB has a very he has that like very romantic, used to do these stairs videos.
I think he's Marmalite in it. So I think some people they will like him, and then some people they just don't like it for what reason. Maybe his outlooks on certain things.
Yeah.
So and people take their opinion on what they like and don't like as kind of law and kind of acts in relation to.
Do you guys as men have anyone that you like follow in social media? Like so for example, you know how like women like my girl loves Molly May. She can't even give me a reason why. Like she just says, I just really like her. Yeah, like I remember I was listening. I saw a question on Twitter one time, and it was like, like who do men look to? Who's men's Nella Rose? Who is men? See how niggas be laughing. No, what I'm saying. I remember it was like, because women like I find that it sounds so dumb, but I find women so interesting. Like sometimes I generally sit down and listen to like women's podcasts, not for too long because it becomes clear that the content is not for me. But like I've got to listen to it in spurts, innit? But like I find like the way women think and see things so interesting because like they have people that they like. What's the word when like if you're feeling something and then I take on your feelings?
Identify.
Is there a word? Yeah, like identify. They have loads of people that they identify themselves with in like public. Do you know what I'm saying? Innit? So whilst for men, or at least for myself personally, it's not as common. So one question I actually wanted to ask for a long time was actually like, do you lot as Mandem have anyone that you ever look to in the media as a public figure or as somebody that you look to for like inspiration or guidance? So like it's often like sports stars for men or like athletes or like, but then you get like a few others nowadays, people like Steve Harvey that you see like saying a lot of
No, I wonder what he thinks.
Yeah, no, this is even directed to Pete. Obviously, and obviously Pete can answer this after. Yeah. Do you think if obviously this is more specific at Andrew Tate, but obviously at people in general, if obviously somebody sees an outlandish 1-2 minute clip, are they deserve the benefit of the doubt for somebody to go listen to the whole 40-minute interview? Do you know what I mean? Like if I see a 1 minute clip of somebody saying something crazily stupid, unless like it's in a field that directly applies to me, or unless I just have enough interest in it, I might not go watch it.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm this is obviously directed at Andrew Tate, but just in general, because you see it all the time, like there'll be people that say, oh yeah, that's out of context. And
you have the same 24 hours.
Yeah, like we all have the same 24 hours. Like, do you know what I'm saying, innit? Like, unless there's something that really makes you want to go and watch it. Like,
exactly. More likely you wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm just wondering, innit? But yeah, sorry, just answer the question.
Yeah.
I just think people just love controversy.
Yeah, they
like even in the Qatar situation.
Oh yeah.
Like when the whole one love thing, like the whole just outrage. It's just an outrage culture, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like we can easily just ignore it, turn a blind eye, but we just want to speak out just because, innit?
What was your thoughts on that though? Like The campaign, like the One Love campaign.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what it is? You gotta respect the country's values. Like if you're going to, if FIFA has agreed to host the World Cup in Qatar, then there should be a mutual agreement there to respect our culture's value. If you're gonna come over and bring the fans over and the teams, like there just needs to be that, you know, as a foundation, innit?
Yeah, but the thing is, so one side feels like they're actually going for humanitarian causes. So like, let's just forget the fact that like, I'm not even going to go into that, but so the people, so one side thinks the other side is their values are not humanitarian. Yeah. And then the other side thinks their values is just their values. It'll be quite interesting for us to live in a world where we say that, oh, just respect people's values because FIFA said we're going to do it in there. Do you know what I mean? Because I think I've watched I don't know who's seen the FIFA documentary, but then
I haven't watched it yet. Maybe you mentioned it before.
They done a pre-side where they talked about there's something called sports washing, which means that like countries that deprive their citizens of basic human rights would use massive sports occasions to make the image of the country a lot better while still doing those things. So I think they referred to like Hitler's Olympic of the 1937. I say Hitler's, but it was in Germany. Yeah. It was the one when I think his name Jesse Owens ran in it, but I think he still did not get a medal. I don't know if I'm messing my things up there, but like it was already Nazi Germany, right? And some people boycotted the Olympics, but some people went to it, and it'd be crazy to then say, oh, Hitler is making a Nazi Germany that's trying to purge the Jews, but we should respect the values. Do you understand I'm not picking the point here. I'm picking the ideas for you to look at. I think, where else did it happen? It happened in Argentina as well. I think it was in the 70s where like the ruler at the time was really clamping down on a certain race of people certain people from a certain area of the country.
Well, that happened with race. That's why there's no black Argentinas. There was a mass genocide of black people.
Crazy. Yeah. Do you know what year this was? I don't know if it was the same.
I can't quite remember. It might be. Might possibly be.
Yeah, but there was a World Cup that
I'm saying that very loosely, by the way.
So there was one there was a World Cup. I don't know if it was in the 70s. I might be messing. I'm not gonna say, but there's a World Cup in Argentina that the dictator at the time also used to sort of sports wash. And so now I'm not saying the people that are saying One Love armband is gonna change the world are right. I'm just trying to let you see the ideas and still think, do you still feel like it's a thing where cool, they should just respect values?
Yeah, I think it goes the other way as well. I feel like anybody from Qatar coming to England should respect the values that we have as well.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not saying that I agree with everything that's, you know, the values in Qatar, you know what I'm saying? Like, I heard like, thousands of workers, they died building the stadiums and everything like that. So, you know, I don't agree with, you know, everything. However, I feel like there should definitely be some, you know, freedom of speech and freedom of action. But yeah, I don't think like you can expect, I guess this is the expectation of you going over there and doing what you can do here in England over there, innit? Yes, sir. Because when we go to Dubai and these places, we ain't doing the same things that we can do over here,
yes,
innit?
Sir, you're right.
We can't get away same way. So
you're right.
There's a tricky balance.
Yeah, it's a thin line.
I feel like they weren't there long enough as well to try. They're there for a month.
You've been 6 months in my yard, like.
Imagine someone trying to come over, they're there for a month, but they're trying to change a lifetime, but it doesn't.
It's like say someone came to your yard and started moving furniture around. You know what I'm saying?
This paint will go better over there and that. You know what it is, yeah? Because there's a tricky balance. My biggest problem with all of this is there's a slight ingenuity of it all because of the fact of that we don't hear anything about it now. So like, if it was that important to people, we'd still be hearing about it now. Which is kind of why it's kind of like, it's just a bit ingenuous. But I'm also, I quite agree with Connor's point of the fact of that, like, it's hard to just overlook things and put it under the blanket that, I know this is not what you're saying anyway, but it's hard to overlook things and just put it under the blanket that, oh yeah, well, it's our country, we respect our beliefs. And it's so tricky as well because you can imagine if you speak to like and I'm saying this with no prior knowledge, so I could be wrong, because I'm sure there are some people in that country which didn't like how things are done. But if you speak to some natives, they might be like, well, that's just my culture and that's how it is. If I go to Nigeria now and I speak to people in Nigeria, they could tell me things about the culture which do not resonate here with people in England. And as a Nigerian, I'd probably be conflicted, but I'd also understand. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So like, there's such a tricky balance. There are some things that are just naturally inhumane and shouldn't be done. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, you know, making news about something for 3 weeks and then now that England's been sent home, never speaking about it again is kind of like, well, how much did you really care in the first place? Like,
did we, what do you call it? So this is more for my education, innit? But does everyone, like, not just us, I'm talking about people, have a proper understanding of the values per se? So like, so we're speaking about the One Love armband. So we're speaking about homosexuality in this case. Do people understand the real, like, what's accepted, what's not accepted, like the values and the views of Qatar of homosexuality? Do people really understand that? I was watching a TikTok, and there was this
TikTok be educational, boy.
somehow, somewhere. But I was watching this TikTok, and there was this there was an official from Qatar. He was being interviewed by a Western news reporter.
Yeah, I saw this.
And the Western news reporter, the aim of the Western news reporter, which I didn't necessarily agree with, was basically to try and catch him out with saying something that goes against humanitarian rights, basically to try and paint a bad light. And her question was get to the idea of, if a man and a man are walking down the street and they're kissing, you don't accept the rights of all your citizens, like you don't support all your citizens. If a man and a man was kissing down the street, there will be criminal actions taken against them, etc., etc. And his response was, if a man and a woman was kissing down the streets, there was still be criminal actions against them. Which basically left to say, I don't know a lot about their culture in it, but which kind of left to say that it might, well, he's basically making that, he's explaining the idea that homosexuality isn't a problem, of public display of affection in their case is the problem. I think I agree. Well, we've kind of had discussion already. I agree with you. I think the display of outrage was fabricated. You don't really believe what you're saying. I think you just wanted to speak for speaking's sake. I think I think in relation to what he said, I agree. If we go, they respect people's values, but then it's a tricky balance, like you said. Respecting people's values, respecting other cultures' values is all lovely and well, but then at what point do we kind of measure that against the rights of
just morality and ethics?
But then morality, like even the whole question of morality is kind of crazy, because like all the people that are like I was going to say something bad, but all the people that are speaking about morality, you're back home, you're if we speak about discrimination, you're doing the exact same thing. Like for whether that be relation to religion, relation to race, it might not be homosexuality, but you're doing the same thing. So it's not really about morality. It's not really about like you kind of want to have your cake and eat it. That was a little rant. I'm sorry.
Well, 40 minutes in, and our listeners don't know who our guests are.
Oh, I was gonna actually.
Oh, you about to add something?
No, I was gonna say.
Oh, you meant the intro?
No, we do an intro still. Oh, okay. Sometimes do we ever forget, or we always? I think we always start it. Yeah. But sometimes I cut it out. You know, when I edit the podcast, and I just go.
Every single time.
I just jump straight to the topic.
I'm gonna run the intro. Yeah. You're now locked into the Unfiltered podcast, a podcast where we talk about life, relationships, and dilemmas. On the pod today, we've got David, and then we've got guests in the building, which are
P Rose.
We've also got
Keanu,
and we've got Colin in the building. What's everyone saying? I hope everyone's good.
That's cool. As you were saying, go on.
Yeah. I think I can try to do two birds, one stone here. I was gonna say, we're talking about outrageous content and like how outrage content sells, and we've got, you know, a big content creator here is what, well, I guess we even call it content. That's not content. But we got a proper creator here, and I was gonna then use that sort of like segue and say, you know, what things does he look at what's gonna sell before he starts to create or not, or does it? Do you know what I mean, does it come from the idea, or does it come from what's gonna sell? But before we just go into that, I've just said that you're a creator, so I'd like you lot to introduce yourself, like each one of you, and then you can go into that essentially.
Cool. So as I've said before, my name is P ROSE, and you know, I'm the CEO and founder of Naughty Productions. It's a filmmaking production company, independent. So mainly what I do is just write and direct and produce short films, mainly my own, but I can also edit, DOP, and do other areas that's needed to make a film, because that's just how I started.
DOP,
director of photography. Okay. Say it out for people that don't know, innit?
Full acronyms,
you know. Before it was director of photography, I'll just say camera operator, innit? But like the professional term is director of photography. So yeah, I mainly just indulge in that, and then I do podcasting as well. Me and Keanu next to me, we've been doing that for like the last 3 years or so, and I just put everything out on my YouTube channel. And that's the basis.
What's the name of the podcast?
Oh, sorry, I should have said Naughty Cast. Naughty Cast. Check that out. It's on my YouTube channel called Naughty. It's NORT3Y. I put a little style on the Naughty. Yeah. Because I'm half Jamaican, half Ghanaian. Oh. And Naughty is actually come on. And Naughty is my middle name.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a Ghanaian name. So I just took that and then
put in the lit.
Yeah, but similar to like Unfiltered, we just speak about the same thing, really. Yeah.
So then,
obviously, it's Keanu. You get me? Also similarly to P ROSE, a writer, own film thing, own film company. Let me speak properly. What's crazy is,
in case someone's listening, agents are listening.
What's crazy is, and I'm gonna put this out there now.
Speak on it.
What is crazy is what we're talking about right now. Me and P ROSE just wrapped up a film last month called The Dating Game. And a lot of these type of things are gonna be covered, and it's gonna it will cause some controversy. Some in it, especially what happens within it. What happens, just the whole dynamic of it. When you see it, I think there's gonna be a lot of split opinions. It's a romance thriller drama, so I wanted to touch into something different. I wanted to write something different, and then last month, we got it made. We're gonna pull it out there. Premiere's coming soon.
Amazing.
You are invited. I want you all there.
Nah, we're gonna be there, bro.
Listen, live and direct.
We're gonna be there, bro.
I want all of you there.
Bengal will be there as well. But what?
Apart from that, I'm a writer. I like to make different type of films, different to what you see. There's like a similar sort of like premises to it. It has a dark type of vibe to it, where you kind of know what you're getting, but it's always in a different way with different type of twists in it. I'm more focused on like making thriller type films, drama films that have twists and turns in them. The people that are watching don't really know what they'll never guess what's about to happen. Like those type of films there, but like P ROSE, writer, producer, director, we deal with everything.
Amazing.
P ROSE are like, we're about that, man. We like to organize things, set things up, and make things happen, man. And
amazing, amazing, man. But I think they've actually answered the question that I just asked.
What's that?
You know when I said that? Does the content control, or like does the narrative in the public sort of like influence more of their career, or like is this sort of like an ideation from them that, which is usually is kind of a bounce back anyways, but clearly like it's stuff that is in you lot's mind, like it's what you lot conceptualize that you actually make into your films.
Whenever I make films, I take everything into consideration. Like you think about everything, from the script and the dialogue to just the marketing. So like, and everything in between, you're just thinking about it like just meticulously, and what you can actually extract from what you put out the most, like what you can benefit from it. So like I could go from captions, thumbnails, different
detail.
Every detail. You gotta look into it because, and then where you place it as well. That's important. The time.
The reason why I'm deeping it is because me and P ROSE, even up till recently, we've been discussing this, and we will be speaking for hours talking about this, especially for the one that we got coming up, because there's so many different ways like you can do it. So with what you're saying, it's so true. People don't see that, like, you have to really focus on everything, and I'm only just like realizing that completely now. That's why we've been speaking on it for so long, and obviously I think that P ROSE is a master, right?
I appreciate that.
For real, but like, it's, people don't even realize as well. It's so mad, That's why I feel like when you do that, you actually realize that everything, that, like, say like these bigger people put out, I feel like you actually, there is a point where you kind of can scrutinize them, because that, especially this is we're at this level, they're at that level. You know that whatever that is put in, I'm saying whatever is put out, it was planned. Whatever goes out, it was planned. You plan it from time, like every little detail. Trust, like every little detail. You think about what you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it.
Do you reckon it turns you into perfectionists? Like, does it seep into other aspects of your lives?
It's definitely a science behind it, but no, I never really saw myself as a perfectionist. Obviously, I want to strive for greatness, but greatness doesn't necessarily mean perfect. It could just be a fulfillment of your purpose. So
that's peace.
How did you lot get into film writing? Or how did that both come about for both of you? Obviously, I've cheated because I've heard one of your interviews anyway. But I think for the listeners,
is it
Radio?
West Side Radio, is it that one?
West Side Radio. I've forgotten her name now. When you was with that girl,
right?
You was with two girls.
Is
it called Being
Mary
Black?
Manderfield.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the podcast, but it was a good podcast. I'm gonna find it now because they deserve a proper shout out. But as you're saying,
so I got into it. So I studied creative media production in college.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to say the name, but but I studied creative media production in college, and before that I actually done game design in another college a year before. Okay. So I was making 3D games, 2D games, 3D modeling.
That's hard.
And I just realized it wasn't for me, innit? Because I was looking at everybody else in the room. I was like, they're on job, but I'm out here struggling. Like I'm stressing. Like I can't even 3D model like a box. So I was like, this ain't for me. And then I just decided to do creative media production because I've always liked films and just entertainment as a whole. And I realized, this is a way that I could tell my stories using a camera. So I was just, a lot of it, to be honest, was just self-taught. I'll be real, like what they taught in college and uni, where I went to afterwards, like they didn't really. They taught you, like, if you didn't know, innit? But if you knew, you kind of knew the basics already. So in college, wanted to make my first short film, but then I was just surrounded by a lot of unserious people.
The way Comedy said that is so funny.
Bro's so over it.
I was. Literally, my first short film called Breadwinner took 10 months to make.
Come on. Streets, remember Breadwinner?
Breadwinner,
Breadwinner. Serious.
And so that's why I just had to put it on hold until I went to uni, and I done film and TV production there. And then I was able just to collect more serious people to work alongside with.
He said it twice.
But these people were more like serious than who I was working with before, innit? But like, yeah, I guess aside from that, I enjoyed watching, you know, like Man Them on the Wall, and then some other things on TV, you know, like, you know, adulthood, kidulthood,
relatable
like
content.
Top Boy at the time. So like there was a lot of shows happening that from like UK filmmakers, which was an element of that, you know, inspiration to start. And then like ever since I've gone on to do like several short films and submitted, you know, one to a film festival, won a few awards.
Talk your ish now. Talk your ish.
Let
them know. Talk your ish now.
Nominated for 4 awards, brother. Speak on it properly, bro. Come on.
So that same film called Moment of Truth is on Amazon as well.
Talk your ish, bro.
And currently I'm working on, I've actually shot the pilot for a high-end TV crime drama series.
Amazing. Is this
on London Live, which next week Thursday?
Which looks amazing. Like honestly, like it looks.
Is this under your production company?
Yeah, independent production company.
Crazy.
It looks amazing. Like it's. I'll let you continue, but just to big up Pete. Like honestly,
thank you.
Obviously, man's known Pete from young, innit? Come from the same ends as well. So obviously, even from Breadwinner to like now, like the like improvement, and you can see it from every stage, like literally. And this is just, you can, like, you know, sometimes you can just base things off of a trailer. Yeah, that gives you everything in terms of like feeling and how you want it to look. And see. Breadwinner had a natural like relatability from it, and you could tell just because of obviously the age you were when you were making it, and then seeing this now, different level. Like honestly, like I'm so excited for it, bro, and I'm so happy like for you, just seeing obviously your progression.
I can say that I've obviously, it was shown at his premiere for Beating the League 2. And I've said that Hate to See It is, I think it's the best one yet. It's the best one yet. No, for sure, it's the best one yet.
He said more awards coming.
You know all it is? It's because it's something that I really like as well. That I incorporate into my own stuff as well. But what I like about Hate to See It is that it's so unique. Like you ain't seen nothing like it. I feel like you haven't seen nothing like it. Just in terms of anything that the UK is making now, especially like a black writer, young black writers. I feel like it's something that they haven't really touched on. So for me, Hate to See It is the best one. So I'm gonna say everyone needs to go on that live next week. And they need to tune in for real. It's the best one.
Big up. I appreciate that because I can't lie, like filmmaking, if I can call it, that was like my only talent. Yeah. Like I didn't really have nothing else. So, and then when I started, I wasn't that great anyway. But it was like just, I guess over time, I just improved and just I was dedicated. I was so passionate that I was just like, I need to improve my writing and just all areas of film. I just needed to just because it was like the one thing that I had that I can use. So I just like I did everything I could, and I'm just still, you know, inspired, still passionate. It's just the right stories that I want to make.
That's definitely a lesson in itself, man.
So I just try to keep at it.
If you can allow me here,
go on.
If you was to like at this point just have a 1 minute chat to the guy that was right at the beginning of your journey, just about to like start, what would you have said? So imagine there's another brother at like your college around the age of 17. When you started the creative
media production.
Media productions around the age of 18. I think would have been 18, 19.
Probably 19.
So if you had to speak to that 19-year-old, exactly what would you say? What would you say to him? Like now, with where you are right now. Obviously, like there's more to do, there's more to go, but like right now, what would you say? Like whenever, like when you were probably feeling, I don't know what I'm doing, I need to do more, this isn't working. What would you say?
Say I should believe in yourself. Because when you're first starting out, there's a lot of self-doubt. You know, like initially, like anybody there could tell you, like I didn't want to put Beat and Delete on my own channel. Like I didn't want to do it. Like I was like, nah, it won't blow, like it won't go off. Like I got hardly any subscribers. It's not gonna do anything, innit? And then literally, it's just, if you look at the numbers, it's proving me wrong. So I'll definitely say that.
Also check my stats.
Yeah, stats, man.
I was gonna say more like somebody that wants to get into to where you are right now, your industry as a 19-year-old. Is there like 1, 2, 3 things to say? Do this, make sure you do this, make sure you do this, that you can say?
I think it just starts with your mindset.
Okay.
You just gotta have the right mindset to, like, just to know the hardships and adversities that come with it.
Okay.
Like if you're not like passionate, or if you're not dedicated or driven, determined, there's no point. You might as well drop out now, innit?
Cool.
Because like the system's a system that's built against us to prosper. So like if you ain't willing to fight against it, then there's no point.
And that's true as well, because in terms of that, you gotta actually have a real passion and drive to do this, because I feel like this is just completely different to everything else in terms of the fact as well. You gotta add to the fact that you're spending real time on this. Writing it as well, writing it and thinking about what you're putting on those pages. So you're thinking about what's going on. So when you're actually when you're doing this, you have to have this is something that you need to have a real passion and want to do it if you're gonna do it, because there's so much that goes into it. Literally you have to have a passion for it.
It's long term.
What were you into writing, bro?
What got me into writing? Personally, what got me into writing is that the stuff that was on TV from black writers, obviously it was cool. I liked it, but personally I wanted to kind of change it.
In what sense?
To kind of alter it.
Okay, in what sense?
And make it like my own.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to create like a certain type of lane. So it was more of a fact that I wanted to make like a lane for myself. And when you actually see the type of film that I write, it kind of goes with that. So yeah. What got me into writing though, like completely, I'll just say I started writing and I found that I had a talent for it.
Okay.
So, and then along with that, I had the talent for it, but I really have like a deep passion for it as well.
Cool.
I have a deep passion for it, and there's certain stories that I want to tell in a certain type of way, and I really want to put it out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's more of a thing where it was more of a thing of something that I found a passion for and a liking for, which really got me into writing. It was something that I realized, like, okay, cool, like I actually really
like
feel
this
comfortable. I feel really good. Like I actually really want to do this. I actually love the process of making this. I love the process of
loving the process.
Yeah, for real. Like just loving the whole process of it, of writing it, casting it, organizing it, all of it. I just love the process as well, and then seeing that final product as well. That's always, it's amazing.
That is always great, isn't it? When you imagine something to be something and seeing it actually like become its own thing when it's actually created.
And then when you actually see it,
has to be one of the greatest feelings ever.
But yeah, that's what I would say got me into writing. It's just the fact that I saw that I had a talent for it, and it's just, unlike most things in life, I just found myself loving the process of the work that it takes to actually make it, to actually make the final product. So yeah.
Very quickly, because we're running out of time, but just to add to Colin's question, and for both of you, was there anything that you both did to help the writing process easier? I guess kind of like what Colin said, for people who might be interested in starting film writing as well. Because obviously you don't just one day become good at writing scripts. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I wanted to make a film today, like it would be great to me, but it would be shit to everyone else. You know what I'm saying? So like very quickly, like, was there anything that you guys done that you thought that you? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get something else that you done to make you a bit better? That a point that you can say, okay, now I'm actually good at writing scripts.
I don't know how to give a concise answer.
What's mad though is, even though when you're making these like stories, the more that you write and like, the more that you write like script to script, you feel like the more improvement it actually makes.
Yeah.
As well.
So more writing.
Yeah, so that's definitely one you just mentioned there.
More writing.
Yeah,
but then again, you can still continue to write.
Yeah.
Shit.
Basically,
I think a good thing to actually say would be, and I know that some people disagree with it, but I would say I feel like you have to, when you're starting a story, like you're actually starting to write a story, you have to feel inspired.
Okay.
I think you have to. You can't just write for writing's sake. You actually have to feel inspired. Obviously, like midway through, midway through, you like the thoughts can be cooking in your head, but you have to actually get a main story and the basis of it. You have to be inspired in some type of way to write it.
And that can just come from like everyday life.
Yeah, the thing is, what I would say is once you've written that down, the story, once you've written down the story, storyboard, characters, the meaning of it and all of that, once you've done all of that, it will just start flowing. It will just start flowing.
One last phrase from P. Were you going to say something?
Oh, yeah. There's so much that goes into like script writing. There's just so much that I just can't say it right now, but definitely study, different scripts, study great films, bad films, listen to like what directors have to say on like tips on script writing. Like, it's all on YouTube, so I say do that.
That's amazing.
Study the game.
Yeah, that's amazing what you guys have said. It's what you just said is that actually like study good scripts and bad ones and literally like try and see what goes into it, and then hopefully something good comes out. If it's your lane, something comes out, and if it's not, find one in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what's crazy about your story is that you said you tried like game design and you just realized that it wasn't for you. Yeah. And imagine if you just stuck at game design, and do you know what I mean? Yeah. And instead you've then come into this filmmaking process where you're getting nominations. Yeah. Like there's a mad key lesson in that. Hey.
Very quickly, sorry, what was the name of you lot's joint film that's coming out soon, and when was the premiere again? Just remind the listeners.
Was that already wrapped? Do you already have a premiere date for that? The one that you just wrapped? Or was that
trying to get a date for
okay. No.
They looked at each other, they know the date, they just ain't trying to put it out there. No, I thought it was already confirmed, that's how I was saying.
The date at the moment.
Obviously you don't have to say it if you don't want to.
I'll say it, the date at the moment for the premiere of it is the 2nd of February.
Okay, fair enough.
At the moment, it's
subject to change.
That could get bleeped out.
Say that one more time, man.
It's called The Dating Game.
The Dating Game. And obviously, what have you got coming up on London Live?
Hate to see it.
One of the best ones yet.
Yeah, which is a white collar crime series.
Yeah.
Which follows a narcissist trying to defraud the government to live his own dream his way. Similar to if you've seen Hush Puppy, Wolf of Wall Street, Hustle on BBC, if you can, that type of vibe there. But
amazing. All from Naughty Productions, an independent filmmaker and film production company. We love it. We love to absolutely see it.
Would the Dating Game be under that as well, or
mainly a Rich
That'll
Flicks
be under my
production.
company. My last name's Richards.
Okay.
You didn't say your company the whole time. We're here talking about Naughty, bro. Come on, man.
We're just showing that Naughty.
Hey, what?
Part-time
I said say your film company. Bro said
But no. But what I would say is that Rich Flicks is the company. It will be released under there, and I would say that this is the first real major release due to the fact of the production value of it and all of that. Like it was A-class on this one here.
Cool.
So it was A-class on this one here. Sick. Dating Game under Rich Flicks Productions. I can't wait for the people to see
amazing
this.
We can't wait either, bro. Alright, wanna appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you guys so much for coming and dropping the game.